Hello and welcome to Survival Dad. I've been nominated by Dave from Mooster Outdoors to do a little beginners 5 tips or 5 tips for beginners into survival, bushcraft, camping, hiking, etc. Basically getting outdoors. So without further ado, step one or tip one, I recommend always layer up. Layer up your clothing. Start with your good thermals, a good polyester. Polyester's good. Get some polyester socks, polyester long johns, polyester vest. Start that as a base layer, and then work your way up. Possibly another vest over, another t-shirt. Then you get your jumper, possibly a hoodie. Then you got your overcoat. Because what you can always do, start stripping off. What I normally find is whenever we get to the location, in your car, your van, whatever, you get all your gear out. I normally take my big coat off before we start the hike up because you can guarantee 2 minutes into it with all your kit, you're going to start sweating. So take your top layer off. Unless it's lashing it down, then you just put an overcoat, raincoat on. You can always delayer, but if you've not got it with you, you can't get it. And if you're cold, it's the worst thing. But also, just as bad as that is sweating. If you start sweating, then get cold later on, that's bad. So start taking your layers off. If you do start getting warm, you can always pop them back on. Easy enough. That's the first little tip. That's what I've found. Layer up. At least 2 pairs of socks on. That brings me to the second tip. Always carry a spare pair of socks. Like I say, you can always throw them up as an extra layer if your feet do start getting cold, but keep them in your bag, your rucksack, keep them somewhere dry. Get a little sandwich bag. Any waterproof bag, small bag, and keep a pair of socks in it, because the amount of times you'll step in a puddle, it'll go over your boot, and it really is miserable having wet feet. It's not good at all. So if you keep them, at least you can get your socks dried off on the fire later on and have a fresh pair to put on. That's a good one. Next one, carry a tarp. I always carry a tarpaulin no matter what I'm doing, even if I'm going on a hike. If the weather does turn for the worst, you've got something just to throw over yourself. You can build a little shelter with it. You can have it as a ground sheet, even if you're just using it for a picnic, for a stopping off. If the ground's a bit boggy or anything, you're not going to get yourself wet. You're not going to get drowned. You're not going to get your knees wet. So yeah, carry a tarp. That's a good one. I've always found very useful. The next one on, number 4. Try not to cut any healthy trees down. You'll see a lot of bushcraft videos and it looks like they've just built a shelter out of nothing. Most of the experienced guys are using dead standing, deadfall, or in new forests where the Forestry Commission have already been through and deforested. What they normally do is they plant 4 times as many trees as necessary at the beginning, see which ones are doing well, and then they thin them out and thin them out. So if you can use anything that's already been felled for your firewood, for your shelters, try not to cut any healthy trees down, because they do take a long time to grow back. And if everyone's going out doing the same thing, we're not going to have many left. The last point, last tip, and I think you've probably heard it before, is LNT, leave no trace. That means anything you do take in, regardless of what you take in, any packaging, beer cans, pop cans, water bottles, pick up, pop it in a litter bag and take it with you. And if you don't mind, while you're there, if you do see any other bits and bobs around the site that you pick, just pop a few extra bits in. I do it every time. Doesn't take much room up. And you go and pop it in a bin whenever you're going back to your vehicle on getting out there. An extra bonus point is stay positive and don't worry about anything. Don't get too stressed about anything. Go for a walk, clear your head, and don't be too concerned with kit. Don't need all the most expensive kit or anything like that. I've still got my mess tins I started with. I think I paid £1 out of a charity shop. I still use them for boiling water, for cooking and everything. You can get the nice kit, and it really is nice to have nice kit, but you can do it on a budget as well, so don't think you've got to keep up with the Joneses. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you can. Thank you. Lastly, I want to nominate Prepared Camping, Frogmoon, Wild Camps and Wonders, JJ Outdoors, Mad Dog Survival and Ed Stafford. Thank you.